Okay, so I'll mute everybody. And to begin with your blanket and 2 blocks, take your blanket or a thick towel, whatever you have, and just roll it so you have a pretty nice, sturdy, long log. And you want to be able to place your head on it as well as your back. And if you can see where we're going with this, we're going to take the blocks underneath the knees. As you come all the way down onto your blanket, resting your knees on your blocks. And if for any reason, like if your blanket isn't long enough to go all the way up underneath your head, then see if you can grab a pillow or something, anything so that you lift your head in line with the spine. Bring the soles of your feet together and just begin to just settle in, take your time getting there. Take a few breaths once you start to land. Allow the eyes to close. Begin to deepen your breath. Just taking a little bit of a body scan here. Start to listen to all of the sounds that you can hear. If you have music playing, or if you have a window open, listen for the most distant sound. Widen your scope. Begin to try to differentiate each and every sound. At the next breath you take, let it be slow in through the nose. Pause there in your fullness, pausing at the top. Sip in just a little bit more. And then as you exhale, just part the lips. Breathe out through your teeth. Really, really slow. So you're kind of making a sh sound. Feel the belly draw all the way in to completely empty out. And then again, slow and steady, breathe in through the nose. And as you part the lips, but not the teeth, exhale. And again, just take a few more rounds, just like that on your own. Moving into these late summer days, we find ourselves in the between space between summer and fall. And in our culture, we're always being asked, what's next? Hurry up. Always focused on the next thing. But what this season, this sort of late summer season, asks of us is to slow down even more, to commit to the pause. To begin kind of softening even more into that liminal space. Scan the horizon in the midst of transition. Maybe seasonally you can relate to that, or perhaps there's some other part of your life that sort of mirrors that process of pausing, softening, of relishing in the between. Or maybe you find yourself rushing ahead in an area or a project or a relationship or something that could really benefit from just taking a break, from easing up, and just allowing what is to simply be. Take one more breath here, slow in through the nose. Open the mouth, big sigh. Beginning to slide your hands down your thighs. And then bring your hands one onto your heart, one onto your belly. And for just a few more breaths here, feel the rise and fall of your chest. Feel yourself kind of teetering in the between. And begin to slide your hands down toward your thighs. Heel toe your feet wide so that you can close the knees. Arms down by your sides. Place your palms onto the earth, stabilizing yourself here. Taking a breath there, just to notice what you find. And then we'll begin to roll over onto your right side, being mindful that you're coming down off of a lift and a support. So just start to roll onto your right side, maybe resting your head on your right bicep. Left hand will come on down, pressing it into the floor to lift up into a seat. Any seat will do. Crossing at your ankles or sitting on your shins. Just feel yourself sitting up nice and tall. One hand on your heart, again, one hand on your belly. And slightly tuck the chin in as you drop the shoulders back. Closing the eyes. Feel the crown of your head lift up a little taller as you breathe in. And melt the shoulders back and down on the exhale. Again, as you breathe in, lift up through the crown. Ground down through your hips and your sit bones as you exhale. And one more time, big inhale, lifting up through the crown. And as you exhale, rest your awareness at the center of your heart. Checking in, what is it that you need from this practice today? As I'll offer many options, know that you don't have to take all of them. This is just a practice of exploration, of moving slowly and intentionally. So just for once, allow yourself just the joy of the process. Begin to open the eyes as you inhale, hands up high, palms touch. Exhale, take a nice side bend, one hand to the earth. Inhale, come on up, both hands touch. Exhale, side bend to the other side. Inhale, nice, lift up. And as you exhale, take hands back behind you. Plant your fingertips on the earth. I'll just turn so you can see. And open here through the chest. Maybe you drop the head back. Breathing, open the throat. Nice, and now we'll take the hands forward, any amount, just rounding through. Lift yourself up and come into a little Navasana, boat pose. So hands can be behind your knees. Lifting up into the heart space, getting nice and broad through the collarbones. You might reach the fingertips forward, open the palms toward the sky to really invite the shoulders to open up more here. And slowly begin to lift, maybe 1 inch. Nice job. And then cross over your ankles, come onto your hands and knees. You might sweep the feet around to one side to get there. Coming into your tabletop, get nice and long here, little belly draws in. Spread the fingers really, really wide and keep your toes tucked here as you start to move through your cat and cow. Inhale, drop through the belly, lift the collarbones, lift the head. Exhale, tuck and round, press into the fingertips. And for this first one, come up onto your fingertips. Creating a little bit more space here, tuck chin more toward the chest and take another breath here. Good, exhale, lifting through the back of the heart. Good, inhale, drop the palms, drop the belly, lift the crown and the tail. And exhale, tuck and round. Moving here with your breath, dropping through the heart, rolling shoulders back. And exhale, tucking and round. Take just a few more rounds here, maybe even closing the eyes and inviting some organic movement into the body. This might look like spinal waves or taking the hips side to side and C curving into the spine. Anything that feels good to you. Checking in, notice what you notice, especially if you, like many humans, have, a body with a history and stories to tell. There may be some parts of the body that always speak to you when you start to move, and you can just acknowledge and breathe into that space and then move on without attaching to that long history. This experience being in your body, and then the next few rounds of your breath, start to take the hips up and back into your downward facing dog. You might take the hands forward just slightly. And then maybe when you get there, you might continue pedaling it out. And then find a moment here in stillness. Maybe there's a slight bend of the knees. Press even more into the palms of your hands. See if you can press chest closer toward thighs, lift the hips higher. Maybe the heels start to sink a little. Slow and steady with your breath in. And as you exhale, lower knees to the earth. Extend your right foot back, float the toes, heel is in line with your hips. Left toes can stay tucked under for a little bit more stability here. You might stay here. If you'd like, you can take your left arm forward. Turn the palm facing the midline of the body so that the thumb reaches up toward the sky. Steady with your breath. Feel the breath stabilizing the body as you slightly tuck into the tailbone, lift into the heart space. Great job. Let's roll through that wrist and ankle 3 times. And then lower both hands, both knees down. Take 1 round of cat and cow as you inhale, drop the belly. And as you exhale, tuck and round, maybe coming up onto the fingertips again. Then back to center, both palms land, and we'll take that left foot back, picking up the foot. Nice job. And here, make sure you're not dumping into the shoulders or into the back. You really feel like you are actively pressing the floor away. Navel draws in toward the spine, and maybe you release, right arm reaches out, straight overhead. Keep breathing here. Maybe you could find a little release of any tension in your jaw. Slow inhale. Slow exhale. Last inhale. And exhale, both hands, both knees down, downward facing dog. Take the hips up and back. Keep that full steady breath in. Open the mouth, let it go. Come up onto your toes and take lots of tiny little steps to get the toes, walking the feet up to the hands. And then when you get there, lower the heels, softly bend into the knees and ragdoll. Grabbing hold of opposite elbows, sway side to side. Just letting everything spill out. All the worries, all the plans, all the lists. The more buoyancy and bend you give to the knees, the more relief you'll find in the lower back. Beautiful, release, fingertips together, heel toe feet together. Slide fingertips up the shins, flat back on your next inhale. Draw the shoulder blades together, navel draws into the spine. Exhale, soften the knees, fold deeply. Again, inhale, flat back. Fingertips sliding up. Exhale, soften and fold. Last time, inhale, flat back. Good, exhale to fold it in, get weight heavy in the heels. Take the arms wide to come all the way up, stand tall, hands touch. Exhale, hands drop to the heart. Pause here for a breath. Release arms down by your sides into Tadasana. Palms reach toward the front of the room. You might even heel to the feet slightly apart to give yourself a more steady, firm base. Lengthen slightly through the crown and down through the tailbone. Again, asking what it is you need here. As we move slowly through our postures tonight, really just observing along the way. Asking questions so that we can learn the answers and provide accurate feedback. Rather than kind of just moving out of habit. Begin to flutter the eyes open. As you inhale, reach hands up, Urdhva Hastasana. As you exhale, fold to the earth, Uttanasana. Inhale, flat back. Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. And exhale, fold, plant the hands, step back into your plank. Full breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Take a slow, big inhale. And as you exhale, lower knees to the earth. Inhale, drop through the belly, open the crown toward the sky. And as you exhale, hips back to heels for child's pose. Balasana. Breathe in deeply. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, lift up to table. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg high to the sky. Try to keep your shoulders square to the mat. Press evenly through both palms. Press out through the right heel. And then exhale, step right foot just outside the right hand. Turn the toes out slightly and lower the left knee. Now this might be a great place for your blocks to come back in. Maybe placing them underneath your hands or underneath your forearms. Just settling the hips deep in this stretch. Maybe you can broaden the chest by drawing shoulder blades toward each other in the back. One breath in, one breath out. Beautiful, both hands down. If you're coming up onto your hands from forearms, take your time. Tuck the back toes, pick up the back knee. And step into downward facing dog. Big inhale. Open up, let it go. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, step into the top of your mat, just outside your left hand. Lowering your right knee. And same thing here, maybe the hands are on blocks, maybe the forearms are on blocks. Just allowing the hips to sink and stretch here. And one more breath, broaden the heart space. Good release, coming onto your hands. Lifting the back knee and stepping into your downward facing dog. Full breath in. Open up, let it go. Inhale, roll forward to the top of your plank. And exhale, lower yourself to the mat, maybe stopping halfway at Chaturanga. And then lowering everything down. Hands come just outside the mat, elbows up to the sky. Press tops of the feet into the mat. Tenting up onto your fingertips. Inhale to peel yourself up off of the mat. Lifting head last. And exhale, lower it. Then twice more with the breath. Inhale. Exhale. Once more, breathe in. Breathe it out. Hands frame your chest. Tuck the toes. Press hips back to heels for child's pose. And then lift into your downward facing dog. Good, breathe in up onto your toes. Exhale, bend the knees. And then step or hop to the top of your mat. Folding in once you get there. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Through down, rise up, hands high. Exhale, hands to heart. Releasing arms down by your sides, just a few breaths here, checking in, feeling the body, maybe starting to build a little heat. Good, good, good. Inhale, hands up, look up. Exhale, fold to the earth. Flat back inhale. And exhale, make your way to downward facing dog, either through your little flow, lowering to open the chest, or maybe you just step right back. Once you land there, take a deep breath in, come high onto your toes. Exhale, bend the knees, and step or hop, top of the mat, folding in. Flat back, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, hands high. Exhale, hands heart. Moving into our chair pose. Sit down nice and low. Take hands up high. Maybe hands come together at the heart if the shoulders need a little bit more space today. You can look down, make sure that you can still see your toes. If you can't see them, send your hips back in space. And if you can see them, drop the hips a little lower. Nice, y'all. Steady your breath here. Very good. We'll slowly step up on the right leg. As you inhale, pick up your left knee at 90 degrees. Flex hard into your left foot. Slowly taking everything back to chair pose. So bending into your standing leg. Shifting weight, inhale, step up on your left leg. Really nice. So moving with the breath, exhale to come down, landing in your chair. Inhale to stand up on your right leg this time. Exhale, lowering down. This time up on your left leg, pick it up. Good, exhale, lower down. We're gonna add on this time as you step up onto your right leg. Fold here. One more breath in. And as you exhale, warrior three. So slowly starting to shift. Chest forward, left leg back. Keep your hips nice and stable. Dial left toes down toward the earth. And slowly come back up. Left knee to chest. Exhale, chair pose. Shifting over into the left leg. Inhale, rise up. Hold for the exhale. Hold for the inhale. And exhale, warrior three. Slowly finding this pendulum swing, taking your time, hands to heart. Dialing the toes down. Making sure that the head and the neck are in line with the spine. Last breath. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, chair pose. Inhale, stand so tall. Reach hands high. And exhale, fold to the earth. Flat back, inhale. And exhale, just step your left foot to the back of the mat, framing your foot with your hands. Try to lower the hips just a little more. And then sweep hands back as you float chest off of that front thigh. Notice what's happening in your shoulders. Can you open the shoulders from the center of your chest? Maybe palms are aiming up to the sky. Maybe they're aiming down. Maybe you play between the two and see which one feels like it's providing more opening for you. Charge hard through that back leg. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, sweep hands high to the sky, crescent lunge. Anjaneyasana. Soften shoulders back and away from the ears. If you're looking for more heat here for any reason, you can try to float that front heel. Soften through the shoulders. One more breath. Exhale, fold. Hands to the earth. Plank pose. You choose how you get to down dog. Maybe you flow through. Take your breath in very slowly, very intentional. Open the mouth, let it go. Inhale your right leg high. Bend that knee and open the hip. Aim the knee toward the sky. Try to keep your shoulders stabilized here by squaring them off to the mat. Pressing evenly into both hands. Nice job. Inhale, let's stabilize. the hips. Extend through that right leg. Exhale, knee to nose, rounding a curl. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, step it all the way up between your hands. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, cactus the elbows open through the chest. Full breath in here. Full breath out. Inhale, hands up. And exhale, hands down. Step left foot up to meet right. Flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, hands high. Exhale, hands hard. Good, inhale, take hands high again. Exhale, fold to the earth. Flat back, reach long. And exhale, your right foot steps to the back. Squeezing through both legs, sweeping arms back, float chest off of that front thigh. And again, kind of play with which way your palms face and which way provides a little bit more openness through the shoulders. Which one provides more space? Make sure you stay nice and long through the neck. Big breath. Good, start to rise it up. And exhale, hands down. Inhale, rise up, hands high. And exhale, cactus the elbows. I almost forgot that part this time. Holding for the breath in. And out. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, take it down. Stepping back through your plank. Lowering through. Downward facing dog. Left leg sweeps to the sky, breathe in. And exhale, cheetah, rounding that knee toward the nose. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, step left foot all the way up. And stepping right foot all the way up, folding in. Rising up, hands high. Exhale, hands hard. Take a moment here, close your eyes, take one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Maybe you even step the feet a little wider to feel your firm foundation. Find a little softness between the eyebrows. Softness in the jaw. Find your space between. Where there's ease, where there's flow, where there's steadiness. Beautiful, release arms down. Heel toe feet together. Sit down into your chair pose. Inhale, rise up. Hold for the exhale. Soften shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, belly to thighs folded in. Flat back, inhale. Exhale, left foot steps back. Inhale, arms sweep back, float chest high, roll open the shoulders. Good, release arms forward and up. And this time spin the back heel down, opening into warrior two. Soften shoulders. Setting the gaze beyond your right fingertips. Inhale, straighten both legs, take both hands overhead. And then as you exhale, bend into your left knee, draw hands to heart, Skandasana. You can go as low as you want. You can stay at a halfway point. Take one more breath where you are. And exhale, warrior two. Good job. Left arm's gonna sweep forward, finding our crescent. Exhale, cactus the elbows. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, hands down. Walk hands forward, find your warrior three. You can stay grounded with your hands on the earth or on blocks. Maybe you float hands to heart. Wherever you are, take one full breath. And then slowly come all the way up, hug left knee to chest. And exhale, chair pose, hands to heart. Good, steady for the breath. Nice. Breathe in. Exhale, fold, belly to thighs. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, right foot steps back. Here we go, sweep arms back, float chest. Good, really pull that left hip back. Sweep arms forward, rising up, high crescent lunge. Exhale, cactusing the elbows. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, warrior two, spin the back heel down. Softly land the shoulders along the back. Good, inhale, straighten both arms and legs. Exhale, Skandasana, bending into the right knee. Taking your breath to be here. Good, taking your way to warrior two. Beautiful. Right arm now sweeps forward, finding our crescent. Inhale. And exhale, hands down, either to blocks or the mat, finding your grounded warrior three. And maybe you float hands to heart. Maybe you keep your hands grounded on the block. And then to come all the way upright, little bend in that left knee, coming up. Exhale, chair pose. Full breath in. Full breath out. Inhale, stand tall. Maybe you find a little back bend here. And exhale, fold to the earth. Flat back inhale. Exhale, step your way back, making your way to downward facing dog. Nod the head yes and shake it no. Feel the fullness of your breath right here in this shape. Feel the integrity of your alignment. Come up onto your toes. And slowly begin to tiptoe feet to meet your hands. And then heel toe your feet nice and wide. We've got yogi's choice here. So as you turn the toes out and the heels in, Malasana might be your best friend. Keeping the feet grounded. Maybe you're working on playing on your hands here. We have lots of time. So if you're playing on your hands and you're interested in trying something a little different, I'm gonna offer taking crow pose, right? So taking hands down, tucking knees into the back of your triceps. And maybe, just maybe, if you feel nice and stable in your crow and your feet are flying and you feel strong, you might slowly lower down into a tripod. Shoulders away from ears, so you're really stabilizing here. And maybe if this feels good, you send one leg high. Or the other, or both. We have more time, so take your time. If you're keeping the feet grounded, really enjoy it, really relish, and maybe you're walking side to side. Maybe you're working on a nice little side stretch, giving your knee to the outside of your shoulder. We've got just maybe 10 more breaths here. So if you're thinking about, any type of exploring here, move into it. You have all the time in the world. That looks beautiful. Really nice. So all feet begin to make their way back to the earth. Hands to the heart so you can get longer through the spine. Hands down, lift the hips, turn the toes forward. And ragdoll here, grab hold of opposite elbows, sway side to side. Maybe the feet are a little wider than normal, and that's okay. Notice what's in that space. Releasing your fingertips to the earth, heel toe feet together. Lowering hips all the way to your heels. Little toe stand. Reach fingertips forward, and we're gonna try to make our way to our goat pose with some semblance of ease and grace. So reaching hands forward is gonna help provide that counterbalance, rounding through the spine, lowering hips, and picking up the feet. Excuse me, kitty. Lifting through the heart. Maybe you take one hand to heart, one hand to belly. See how long you can get in your front body. Good. Begin to lower feet down. Hands come back behind your hips. Fingertips aiming toward the heels or maybe slightly turned out depending on what feels better to you. And then slowly lift the hips into our little reverse table. Take another breath here. And exhale, slowly lower hips. Send legs long. And bring your hands by your hips. We're working towards our fish pose. Come on, kitty, don't do that. We're working towards our fish pose, and you can do that with a blanket or a block. Come on, cat. Come on. Okay, you can take your fish pose with your blanket or a block, or without if you're feeling mobile in the spine. I'm gonna demo with the blanket. So this time we'll turn the log the other direction. And I'm actually going to fold it so it's really nice and supportive here. And it's gonna go right along pretty much where a bra strap would go if you were a person that wore a bra. Hands are still down, elbows are still down. Drop the head back. And maybe you start to find a little bit more comfort here by sneaking the hands underneath your hips and letting the crown of the head come all the way down. We're not looking to put a ton of weight on the head here. So if you find you need to give yourself a little bit more support with your elbows, then you have that adjustment to give yourself. Just breathe into the chest, expanding the front of the heart space, expanding the ribs. Softly releasing on the exhale. Take just one or two more breaths here. And to release, we will press into the forearms and the elbows to lift head up, bring chin to chest. Walk elbows underneath you a little bit. And you can just allow the support here. Chin to drop toward chest. And then we'll come up onto the hands. And slide your prop out from underneath you. You might want to go ahead and place it to a position where it might be underneath your knees in a moment. We're going to come on down to the back. And first we'll just hug knees to chest. Maybe even send feet toward the sky, just really pressing the entirety of your spine into the mat. Navel draws in. In or out. Let's take our arms out to a cactus shape here. Goal posting in the arms. And slowly draw knees to chest, gently rocking side to side. Place your left foot onto the mat, hug your right knee into your chest. You'll press into your left foot so that you can lift the hips and slide them over to the right, just, an inch or so that when you start to twist here, you're resisting that urge to go into a back bend. So you're crossing the right knee over to the left. The right arm can return to the goal pose. One more breath. And on the exhale, begin to unwind. Hug that right knee into the chest once more. Center the hips. And then open the right knee out to the right. Using your right hand on your knee or maybe even behind the knee for a little bit more of sort of a control here using the hand. Nice. And then switching them out. Right foot comes to the mat, hug left knee in, and you're pressing into the right foot to shimmy the hips to the left. Maybe an inch. Here we'll go across left knee over to the right. Left arm comes to goal pose. Find your twist. Feel everything unfurling as you soften into this wringing out of the heat. Coming back to center. Opening left knee out. Kind of taking that movement here, just allowing the hip to feel really warm and juicy. Beautiful. Hips center, both knees to chest. And lift your head and shoulders off of the mat, squeezing hands to each other around the shins, or maybe even reaching hands to your feet and squeezing yourself into as small of a ball as possible. Point your toes, nose to knee. Squeeze your eyes and your ears and your lips. Take a deeper breath in. And as you exhale, just begin to open everything up. Legs coming long on the mat. When you land, just give yourself a couple of nice, big, heavy sighs. Softening the eyes as they close. Space between your eyebrows, relax. The teeth begin to part so that your tongue can soften, your cheeks and your whole face can soften. Feel your shoulder blades slide a little bit more underneath you, providing that spacious heart. And it's a natural rise and fall of your chest and belly. And feel the arms and the legs become heavier with each exhale. As if you were leaving an imprint of your body into your mat, your floor, whatever earth is below. Whole body breathing. Whole body softening. And it's a sense of not just your body becoming heavy and soft, but your whole self. Your emotional and energetic body. Your bliss body. Everything at rest. Everything just watching. As is customary for this class, offer the option if you'd like to spend the last few minutes of your practice in a quiet, seated meditation. You're welcome to gently deepen your breath and bring yourself out of Shavasana a few minutes early, meeting us in a seat, or feel free to stay just as you are. If you decide to switch to a seat, try not to think too much about it, just stay with the breath. And once you come into your seat, allow yourself to drop back in to that whole body softening, whole body breathing, your whole self. When you think of our liminal space, the word liminal comes from the Latin word limen, meaning threshold. Any point or place of entering or beginning. A liminal space is the time between the what was and the what's next. It's a place of transition, a season of waiting and not knowing. Liminal space is where all transformation takes place. If we learn to wait and let it form us, we find the true magic and lightness of being. Allow your breath to deepen. Feel your brightening your heart. Allow yourself to gently make your way to a seat if you have not already done so. And slowly allow a smile to come on your face. A slow, big breath in. And a big sigh, let it out. Hands collect at your heart as you bow your chin to the light of your heart. Thanking yourself and each other for showing up to your practice, to your mat, to your between space. I certainly thank you for showing up for me. Let me witness the light in me, honors and blesses that light which is in you. Thank you so much. Namaste.